Hello again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. I think we wait one more minute to see if some other people are joining, then we will start. All right, then I would say we will start. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar series titled Integrating IoT for Enhanced ESG Practices. We are delighted to have you with us today. My name is Heiko Kaczmarek. I'm a senior IT project manager at Integration Works, Germany, and I will be moderating today's webinar. This series is brought to you by the team behind the OCTOBUS IoT platform. OCTOBUS gathers and processes data from diverse IoT sources like PLCs, edge devices, commercial sensors like Sigfox, LoRa, and NB-IoT. It transmits the data to a secure cloud-based environment where the data can be monitored, analyzed, and visualized through dynamic customizable dashboards, providing businesses with the knowledge needed to optimize their performance and to transform their approach to sustainability and corporate responsibility through the innovative use of IoT, Internet of Things technologies. And our series today aims to dissect the ESG acronym, exploring each component in depth across different sessions. Today, we will delve into the social pillar, providing concrete examples of how IoT technology is making a tangible difference in communities and workplaces. We have gathered speakers who are experts in their field, each bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with you. Ralf Opierzinski, he is our senior advisor for the Southeast Asia region and the Fraunhofer IMW. He has more than 20 years project management experience in Southeast Asia, initiating and coordinating interdisciplinary international projects, digital engineering, and VR/AR applications. Then we have Kulatat Tianjong, or how we call him simply Mod. He is our senior software engineer and backend technical lead. But before we dive into the specific, let's briefly touch upon what ESG stands for and its growing importance in the strategic planning of businesses worldwide. ESG represents environmental, social, and governance criteria, serving as a framework to assess a company's impact on our world and its commitment to operating with integrity. The environmental criteria evaluates a company's effectiveness in managing its environmental responsibilities. This includes managing its carbon footprint, waste management, and resource conservation efforts, which are essential in combating climate change and preserving our planet for future generations. The social criteria assesses how a company treats people, covering everything from employee rights and diversity to the company's impact on its local communities and beyond. It's about ensuring fairness, safety, and well-being in every aspect of a company's operations. Governance involves the company's leadership, ethical standards, audits, internal controls, and shareholder rights. It's about operating with transparency, integrity, and accountability. With a focus today on the social criteria, we'll explore how companies can treat people ethically and responsibly. The Internet of Things holds immense potential to enhance the well-being, safety, and health of individuals across the globe. Let's analyze the three specific examples where IoT, and namely OCTOBUS, have made a meaningful difference. Our webinar will be structured in the following way. First, we will hear three real use cases from our OCTOBUS IoT platform. The second part, our mod will show you a real showcase from the platform itself, where we streamline data with a specific example. And the third part will be a question and answer section where you can ask your questions. All right, let's begin. Ralph, I'm handing over to you. Ralph, you're muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Sorry for that. Yeah. So good morning, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are, whether Europe or Asia. Yeah. So my name is Ralph, and I will give you a few examples where we have been applying OCTOBUS in public areas. Yeah. So the first case study is focusing on temperature monitoring of vaccine storages. Yeah, so that actually was a big topic during the COVID crisis. So vaccines were in short supply and high demand. So the limited batches arriving here in Thailand, we had to make sure that we can maintain the quality and make it accessible to patients in need. So here we were collaborating with two local hospitals here in Bangkok, where we were implementing certain temperature sensors in the vaccine storage areas using OCTOBUS as a IoT application, cloud-based application. So by doing so, we were able to monitor the temperature levels on a continuous way in real time. So, and once certain temperature levels are above or below the defined criteria, you get an automated notification that something is wrong. So you can check the shelf, you can check the storage area, what is the root cause for that, what is the reason for that, what to do in order to solve this problem. So by doing so, we were able to ensure the quality of the vaccines, to avoid that precious vaccines get wasted, and to ensure that those vaccines available were finding the right hands patients in need. So a very strong social aspect here, because in this particular case, we are not just improving quality of life, we are saving lives. So additional applications in the healthcare sector are, for example, when we are talking about the elderly group of people. So there are some innovative concepts talking about society 5.0. Yeah? So people are getting older and older because healthcare is improving. So means here we need new concepts, new tools to ensure that the elderly group can live with a high quality of life standard. So here IoT can help. So means if you have managed living at home or something like that, where those people are trying to manage their day by themselves, we can offer certain applications to ensure if something happens, if something goes wrong, that help will arrive immediately. So there are a couple of examples. A few years back, I read about the so-called intelligent carpet, so where you have sensors in the carpet and pressure sensors. So, and if somebody falls down, collapses, and lies on the carpet, it's not moving. In some cases, even the heart rate is taken. Then an automatic phone call will take place. And if this gentleman or lady is not picking up, then the hospital will be informed automatically. And in this case, a simple application can save lives. So another quite common application for the last 5 to 8 years are those wearable devices, your Fitbit or Apple Watch, so where certain measures are taken on a continuous basis, heart rate, blood pressure, etc. And if something reaches critical levels, then responsible people will be notified and can take action immediately. Okay, so that much maybe for the healthcare sector. Another example I would like to introduce today is how to use IoT in the field of air quality monitoring, especially PM 2.5. So here we had a quite interesting international project in collaboration with Fraunhofer, Germany, and the Ministry for Science and Education, BMBF, Germany. Target city was in the north of Thailand, Chiang Mai. Beautiful city, very popular among tourists. The only problem is that Chiang Mai is on a regular basis facing some troubles when it comes to air quality, because you have farmers around it. They are burning their crops. They rice husk, and then the air quality goes really bad, which can have a dramatic impact on your health. And in this particular case, we were implementing certain PM 2.5 air quality sensors, which got connected to our OCTOBUS platform. We were defining certain levels indicating that this range is in the yellow area, it's becoming critical, or even in the red area, so immediate action have to take place. Otherwise, there is a risk for your health. So action could be closing the windows, closing the doors, or switching on air purifiers, etc. So very easy to implement, very easy to understand, very easy to apply, but with a big impact. So recent studies published by the World Health Organization were saying that about 10% of the Thai population in the last 5 years had serious problems because of the poor air quality, need to see a doctor. In some cases, it was even fatal, especially when it comes to kids, small kids, and the elderly people. So air quality is a big topic, and IoT can help to monitor it properly and to notify you before something bad will happen, that you have enough time to take action to protect yourself and your health. So further examples for IoT in air quality monitoring, for example, in the city itself. So here in Bangkok, we have a few examples. In European cities, it's more or less standard as well, where you put certain air quality sensors at very busy selected traffic intersections. So monitoring the quality around the clock, and if critical levels are reached, actions will be taken. For example, the traffic will be reduced, or the buses have to shut down, or you inform the inhabitants to take action to go back home or avoid sportive activities in the city during certain hours in order to protect their health. Another interesting example, using those quality sensors in schools or restaurants, for example. There was a big push after COVID, so people got more sensitive. So what about the air quality in the classroom? Not only PM 2.5 or PM 5 or 10, but also when it comes to potentially infectious environments, so certain virus strains, etc. So here, simple sensors are ensuring that your kids are learning in a safe environment. So then when it comes to the industrial side, as you know, especially in the developing countries, the industry is the biggest contributor, biggest emitter when it comes to CO2. So lots of countries were signing declarations that they are targeting a reduction of CO2 footprint by 10, 15, 20% by 2030, 2035, etc. So ambitious goals, but on the other hand, of course, you have to take some action in order to achieve them. So, and the basis therefore, is to measure what is going on. So here sensors are needed as well, and cloud-based applications make it very easy to collect and to monitor those values on a continuous way. And based on the data you were gathering and aggregating and visualizing, you can do an evaluation and come up with measures. Yeah, so how to improve the air quality. Yeah? So in some cases, some technology, some new technical applications have to be implemented. In some cases, it's simply an organizational change. But before you can improve it, before you can manage it, you have to measure it. And here, sensors and cloud-based applications, IoT applications such as OCTOBUS comes into play. Okay, and maybe the last use case focusing on buildings and apartments and office complexes. Here, so using OCTOBUS for water leak prevention. So here we had an interesting project here in Thailand with a very well-known landmark building where we were implementing 185 water leak sensors on each floor of this building, and those sensors were able to indicate problems if you have a certain moisture concentration on the sensor itself, or if the floor gets wet. Yeah, so if this happens, an automatic notification will be sent to various target groups. It could be the juristic management, it could be the maintenance, it could be the tenant itself. Yeah, so they're informed in a very short time and can take action immediately. And everybody who was handling water damages knows that time is of the essence. Yeah, so the faster you can react, the less will be the damage. I was experiencing it once here in my apartment in Bangkok as well, where water came down from the ceiling. Unfortunately, it was during night. I wasn't aware of it, and 5 hours later, my carpets in the apartment were floating. Yeah, so as a result, we are living in a tropical country. As a result, the wooden floor became weird. So mold was generated, and so we, at the end of the day, we had to change the whole floor. It was expensive. It was annoying. Yeah? So the tenant, in this case me, and the landlord were not happy, but also when it comes to how to claim the expenses, the insurances, for example, are not happy. So here there are lots of target groups who can benefit out of it if you have applications like that. Yeah, so in order to improve the quality of life of your daily living. So you can apply it, of course, in apartment complexes, but also office buildings or hospitals, so every warehouses. So the potentials are huge. Okay. So then maybe last but not least, some further examples when it comes to IoT in water management. Here, so another interesting use case is using those sensors in order to prevent and manage floods. Here, so everybody who has been to Asia, Philippines, Kuala Lumpur, or Thailand, Bangkok knows if you have heavy rain, which happens from time to time, it's a big chaos in town. Yeah, so the drainage system is working hard to avoid damaging floods, and IoT and sensors can help to take preventive action. So if you connect those sensors, for example, to the weather stations, then you know 1.5 to 2 hours up front that a rain front is approaching. You can notify the residents that please, you will be in a critical area, remove your car from the basement. Most probably it will be flooded. You can take action when it comes to critical infrastructures, yeah, or for example, pump systems. Yeah, so in many cases, you have certain klongs, you have certain drainage systems and ponds in place in order to compensate and to collect the rainwater. But of course, you need capacity. So before the chaos starts, you can activate the pump to drain the pond, that you have sufficient capacity to keep the water away from the streets. So simple applications, but a very big impact. And again, here, a very big impact when it comes to improving quality of life of your citizens. So those are maybe just a few examples where IoT makes sense, and where Integration Works Asia and Integration Works Germany already have experience. There are many, many more, but we have further ESG webinar sessions, and in the following one, we will show you more practical use cases. But for now, I would like to hand over to my colleague Mod to show you some practical examples on the platform itself.
All right. Thank you very much, Lav. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining today. So we've just heard about the significant role IoT, specifically OCTOBUS, can play in shaping ESG practices within our business world today. So what I'd like to do today is I would like to give you a concrete example of how OCTOBUS works, streams data, and let's focus on what we just talked about just now, our case studies on water leak prevention. To share one moment. Right, so as you can see on the screen here, we have our dashboard on our OCTOBUS application. So here we already have a few data points up and displayed. So as you can see here, we have CO2 levels monitored for different places. We also have the car park 1 and 2 ventilation system here. We also have isometric views of the building. So in our dashboard, we can display multiple useful things. So what we'd like to do today is we're talking about the water leak prevention. So let's create a widget that will show us the status of our installed water leak sensors. So here we want to create a heat map. And then here in the asset type, the type of sensors we have installed, we select our simple leak, which is the water leak sensors. We select all assets, which basically is the installed water leak sensors we have. Then we pick our measurements, which is the event. And here in the visualization part of the creation widget, we can symbolizes our message, or our status rather, of the water leak system. If something goes wrong, then we can visualize it with a given color. For example, here, a wrong orientation message would be symbolized by the yellow color. Of course, we also have other types of error as well. So something like leakage alert, for example, here, if there is a leakage alert, then it will be displayed as red. Sometimes we want to see if the data is coming in constantly or not as well. We can specify that with the interval here. So if the data doesn't come in at 1,800 seconds, it will be displayed as gray, as no data. And that's it. Once you created the widget, it appeared in the bottom of your dashboard. So here we can pick it up and resize it how we want. And there we can already see that there's one sensor that appears yellow in this case, which means wrong orientation, the way we set up just now. We want to display the one with the problematic status on the top leftmost corner of the widget. So here we can just come in and just drag and drop basically the priorities of the status message. And once you refreshed it, there you go. You can already see the problematic sensors at the top left part of your widget. If you click in, then you can see further details, the sensors at this particular location, Cheongsha 1, and you can see the latest values of what it's sent, so you can already investigate the errors of what's going on. Maybe there's leakage somewhere, maybe the setup is wrong somewhere, and you can then contact your personnel to do something with it or fix it, or whatever that your case may be. And that's pretty much it. That's a few click of a buttons. In a few minutes, you can already set up your platform and start monitoring data that is crucial for your use cases. So I believe I've covered most things for the case already. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll be happy to answer.